and the cochlea are designed to work together, and every muscle of the body is under the control of the vestibular labyrinth. Any dysfunction of one of the parts leads to a more or less marked dysfunction on the sensory system. Optimal efficiency of the cochlea requires good positioning of the vestibule. Good posture allows the muscles to work more efficiently. The actions of the cochlea over the vestibule over the body, and the body over the muscle tone develop an entirely new postural profile, what later Alfred Tomatis called the listening posture. This posture energizes the brain and the rest of the nervous system through rich stimulation produced by the action of the vestibule over the body and the cochlea over the cerebral cortex. The result is good hearing, excellent listening, perfect body control, and surprisingly good control of voice.
I returned to Bogota as a consultant in the Tomatis method, and immediately it became a part of the nursery school's curriculum. Since day one, there was a complete change in the attitude of the children. The teachers were shocked. I was amazed. It was something that was unreal.
I feel the biggest difference in teaching class with the Tomatis method and without the Tomatis method. It's especially significant when we're working with the small children, with 2-year-olds. They have a very short attention span, and it's very difficult to keep them seated and focus on what they're doing for the whole 40 minutes. The children get distracted more easily. They sometimes jiggle in their chair. The material falls to the floor. When we're in this classroom, they are focused, they are on task. Material doesn't fly everywhere. They tend to be more aware of what they're doing. It's beautiful to see them working and having class and being able to listen to what the teacher is saying and do the work appropriately.
We have been working with the Tomatis method in the preschool during the last 4 years. We have 5 groups of 12 children each, and they all have a chance to listen to the program for 40 minutes during the morning. The only requirement is that it has to be a sitting down activity, because the logistic of the headphones, the wiring, and care of the equipment. This is the electronic ear developed by Alfred Tomatis with the purpose of modifying the way we listen. The altered music is transmitted with a headphone that transmits through air and through bone conduction. The bone conduction of the headphones stimulates directly the vestibular system. It matures it. That's why these children's posture, their ability to focus, to organize, becomes evident right away.
The children are accustomed to the headphones. They know they can't stand up when they have them on. They know they can't walk around, and if they have to go out, the headphones have to be properly taken off.
Here in Project Winnie, during the classes, it's wonderful to see 12 kids of 3 years old paying attention to you, especially in my area, in my classes, in which I must talk and tell them stories and give them instructions every day during a 45-minute class. For example, last week I was telling them a story about the Eastern rabbit, and they were all paying attention to me, and they were asking questions, and at the same time they were all listening to the music, but their attention and their memory was functioning perfect. So that's great for a teacher.
Que el barco anda por la superficie del agua y el submarino por debajo.
Muy bien, perfecto, perfecto, perfecto.
Even though they are listening to Mozart through the headphones, the music remains in the background and the voice of the teacher is what really catches their interest. Children love Mozart. Mozart composed some of his music when he was young. That is why children identify with it so easily. It's vibrant, it has high frequencies, it has a good tempo.
My son Pablo was he was stuck in the violin, and after a month of tomatis he started doing so much better. He improved a complete level in his Suzuki method. His teacher actually was surprised. He was always telling me, what was the good thing you did with this kid? Just tell me, what's the surprise here? And I tell him, the only thing I can tell you I did was tomatis. That's the only explanation I can give you. And he was so happy, the teacher was happy, and I was absolutely thrilled about his performance with the violin.
When I think about tomatis, I think about help. When I finished my 60-hour training in the tomatis method, I was greatly surprised to notice that everything looked so much easier. Everything seemed so easy. The stress, the difficulty of things that I normally do disappeared. And I've noticed the same thing with the children here in Winnie. They dance with greater ease, they concentrate, they are focused, they listen to the music effortless. And even children with emotional problems that seemed quite apart from their surroundings, that couldn't even listen to the music or keep the rhythm, now they're not only keeping the rhythm, but also the sequences, and are totally aware of the group and part of the group. It has given me great satisfaction, and it has made my work much easier. And I would say tomatis makes life easier.
One of the original reasons that we came to the tomatis course was with my second son, Lucas. My wife, Amelia, had a very difficult pregnancy. She was bedridden for 7 of the 9 months of pregnancy, and the birth as well was a very difficult cesarean birth, following which Amelia was in intensive care for over a week and unable to be with Lucas. And we felt that in talking to some people, Helga, one of those people, that this type of birth and traumatic experience at birth can have long-term effects on a young child. And she suggested to us that tomatis could be something that could help Lucas overcome the stress of that difficult birth. And it seemed to really help Lucas a lot open up because I'd say when he was about a year old, we noticed that Lucas was a baby who was not very affectionate, not very open to one, being close with one or holding one. And the tomatis course seemed to open him up to his emotional and affectionate side, and made him much more open to receiving affection as well as giving affection.
The children I've had the opportunity to observe who have been training in tomatis stand out from the other students mainly because they acquire great postural, movement, and attention skills. They are more emotive, they're much more alert, and I believe, without a doubt, that this is due to the direct benefit generated by tomatis. Their vestibular system is much more mature, and they seem predisposed towards attaining a perfect vestibular system, and in that way I can begin my work.
We educators have to deal with hyperactive children, but with the tomatis method, as soon as you place the headphones on them, they are serene, appeased, and they are calm, relaxed. It's like this energy from the music helps them get organized.
I'm the proud mother of Camilo Linares. From my experience, the best part of them being exposed to tomatis method is that it's the structure behind the knowledge. It's pretty reassuring to know that your children, or specifically Camilo, is able to receive the information and keep it and store it and be able to bring it out when he's needed. It's not about knowing the names of 1,000 colors or counting, being able to count until 1,000 or singing in French or in Dutch. It's the way that he's keeping the information within him. I guess, I wish I could be at tomatis level. I think he is enjoying his school years and I'm enjoying my motherhood, so I think it's a perfect compliment.
Sebastian is my 3.5-month-old baby. He was born naturally, and I did tomatis with him during my pregnancy in the last trimester, as I wanted him to have the opportunity of an easygoing pregnancy and delivery. We enjoyed it very much, and he's been a great baby. He's calmed, he's quiet, he's got a great development. I am a pediatrician, and I work with kids all the time, and I've seen him glow since he's been a little baby. He smiles all the time. He's quiet. He's confident. He's very related with everybody. Like you can see him follow everything. He's holding his head very well. He's trying to sit down, and he's only 3 months old. He's grabbing things, and it's been great to see him be a calm, nice, happy baby. I decided to do tomatis with my baby, as I have a 4 years old and a 6-year-old boy, Isabela and Juan Pablo, and they did tomatis in their school with Helga, and it's been great for me to see them glow too. They are great in their schools. They are very well concentrated. They play. They have a great motor skills, and I hope it's going to help them too for them learning their second language. As you can see, I'm not that fluent, and I wish they were.
At present, I have a very beautiful case. Her name is Manuela Sawyer. She attends Project Winnie, and at the moment she is 4 years old. She had difficulty with the R sound. She could not say carro, she could not say arco, and she could not say rosa. 3 weeks ago, she began training in the tomatis method, in this other area we needed to develop. And it was perfect because it enabled Manuela's ear to open up in order to begin articulating those phonemes she was incapable of pronouncing. Now, as she came back for her sessions, I have been able to observe that her auditory processing gets closer to the real sound, and she is now able to pronounce those words she was unable to.
Cardo, torre. Carreta.
Manuela had articulation difficulties due to recurrent ear infections when she was 1 and 2 years old.
Rosa, verde, raíz, rosario.
Children in Bogota, due to high altitude and frequent climate changes, are usually acquiring common colds and ear infections. In the preschool, we have children who have had 4, 5 recurrent ear infections, and this really interferes with the development of their listening skills. And this is common in elementary school children.